Interest rates are at 15 months lows. Not really. Here's the problem. The news gets it wrong because their information is outdated. So I'm going to update you today on a couple of things. We're going to talk about what really is going on with interest rates. We're going to share a little bit about what's happening with realtor commissions. I'm going to invite you to join me tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm going to be doing a 1-hour live stream all about real estate agents and the process in which you're going to work with them. So if you are a buyer, if you are a seller, if you're going to be buying or selling a home, the landscape is changing on how you interact and how you pay your realtor. And I'm going to share everything you need to know tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific on my live stream. So join me then. So what's going on with interest rates? First of all, the last week has been a wild ride, and we are in for a wilder ride from here forward. Last Wednesday, the Fed promised us a gift. Short of promising it, they basically said, you guys are getting a gift. Coming in September, we are likely to start lowering interest rates. And the market responded very favorably on Thursday. And then Friday, the jobs report came out and said, hey, jobs kind of stink. Inflation is under control and unemployment is skyrocketing. And that's exactly the recipe for the Fed to lower interest rates. And so I want you to think about this analogy. Think about the Fed saying, hey, I've got a gift that I'm going to give you in September when we start cutting interest rates, as your parents saying, hey, I'm going to give you an absolutely amazing gift, the best gift you ever could ask for Christmas. But your parents say, you have to make sure you're doing good in school. Because if I get any bad news about what you're doing in school, you're not going to get this great Christmas gift. And the Fed is basically saying, look, we're going to give you a gift in September. We're going to drop interest rates, but if there's any indication that things go the other direction, if there's any indication that says that, hey, inflation's actually ticking up, or the jobs market is really actually strong and unemployment is ticking down, then they're going to take away that gift. So right now, the Fed is 100% saying, we see inflation where we want it to be. We see the jobs market where we want it to be in order to lower interest rates. So we're telling you, as long as we stay on track with that for the next 6 weeks, you're going to see lower interest rates as a gift come September. Your parents are saying, hey, we see that you're doing great in school, and we see that your grades are doing really good. And so as long as you stay on track with that, we're going to give you that super special Christmas gift that you wanted. But what happens when you know you have a really hard test coming up? What happens the day you take that test and you leave that test and you feel like, oh my God, I think I failed that test. I think that I'm going to lose that great gift. And you start freaking out and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get the gift because this test I didn't do as good as I thought I was going to do. And you're stressed out for the next 2 or 3 days and you're positive you're not going to get the gift that you wanted. And then you get the results from your test and you actually aced it and you overthought it and you realize that, oh my God, I did a better job than I thought. So your expectation of getting the gift was super high. And then when you came into that day where you were taking the test and your expectations came down really low and you're like, okay, I'm not getting the gift. It's not going to happen because I'm going to get a bad grade on this test and my parents aren't going to give me the gift. And then your expectations go back up again because the fact is you got a great grade on that test and you think, okay, cool, I'm going to get the gift again. That's great. I'm really, really happy. So you haven't gotten the gift. All you got was the promise of the gift, as long as things stay the way we expect them to stay. But in the meantime, your emotions are running really, really high and really, really low, wondering, am I actually going to get the gift that I was promised? That is what the market is doing right now. Interest rates are going down, thinking we're getting the gift. Everything is good. We're getting our gift. And then they go up. Oh my God, we're not getting our gift anymore. We got to raise rates because we're not going to get the gift the Fed promised. That's what's been happening. And the bad news is that's what's going to continue happening. So what we have to deal with is short term versus long term. In the long term, we know interest rates are going down. We know the Fed has made it clear. We know that all the reports say that inflation is not the problem that it used to be, and that unemployment is now becoming a bigger problem. And the only recipe to solve that problem is lowering interest rates. But when are they going to do it? How fast are they going to do it? And what happens in between is the unknown. That's the short term. We know that a year and a half from now, rates are going to be lower. How much lower? Nobody knows. But we know they're going to be lower. How quickly are they going to get there? Nobody knows. Are they going to jump back up as they go down? Nobody knows. So that's going to be the hard part, is as you are right now in the process of thinking about buying a home, thinking about refinancing your home, thinking about pulling cash out, you're going to see an interest rate and you're going to say, oh my gosh, well, that rate, it's better than it had been. But gosh, if rates are falling, maybe I should wait because they're going to keep falling. And that's what everybody did in the last week. Monday, rates hit the lowest that we had seen in 15 months. And on Mondays every week, every single lender reports to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac what their rate is. And then on Wednesday, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac give that to the news media that is published on Thursday morning. So you heard yesterday that interest rates are the lowest they've been in 15 months. They weren't the lowest they've been in 15 months yesterday. They were the lowest they've been in 15 months on Monday. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday rates went up. So we had an increase in interest rates for 3 days in a row. Today, finally, they've turned around and started coming back down just a little bit. But I had people who said, hey, John, an example is Cal HFA. I have a client who was doing an FHA loan, and that rate had been hovering about 6.25%. And on Monday, it fell to 5.75. And they said, oh my gosh, I saved 0.5% off the interest rate. I don't want to lock, because what if it goes down to 5.5 or 5.25? I'm going to wait, because clearly it fell and the Fed's made it clear it's going to keep falling. So I'm going to wait. And the next day the rate went up to 6.25. And the next day it went up to 6.375. And the next day it went up to 6.5. And then today it fell to 6.125. Still not the 5.75 that could have locked in on Monday. So in the short term, huge amount of volatility, huge amount of fluctuation in interest rate, that if you are buying a home, or you know that you need to do a refinance and you need that money in the short term, you need to just pull the trigger and lock the interest rate, because nobody can predict what's going to happen tomorrow. But it's that emotional roller coaster the market is running through, saying, hey, is the Fed going to give us the gift or not? Is it going to be a gift of 2 rate cuts in September instead of 1? If you count 1 rate cut as being 1/4 point, which is the normal amount. So are they going to double? Are we going to get twice the gift? Are we going to get just the normal gift we're expecting, or no gift at all? And every day, the market is being pretty manic, pretty high highs and low lows, and thinking, hey, is this really going to happen or not? The emotions are super high in the short term, and we're going to see a huge roller coaster. There's nothing you can do but close your eyes and push the button to lock the interest rate and not look back. That is absolutely the best advice I can give right now, because unless you have the ability to wait 6 to 12 months to see where this actually lands, in that case, I think you're going to be in better shape. But then what? What's going to happen to housing prices between now and then? What's going to happen with the amount of inventory available between now and then? And so are you actually better off waiting, or are you better off buying and then refinancing at some point down the road? It's impossible to know for sure, but the truth is most buying decisions are made not based on economics, but based on life, based on marriage or birth or outgrowing a home or a job change. People are buying and selling homes because of life situations, not because, oh my gosh, the numbers make sense. And so if you're thinking about that, long term, the numbers make sense to pull the trigger now, because you're locking in today's purchase price. As interest rates go down, more and more people are coming into the market, and that's going to drive up house prices. All right, that's all I've got for you today. Make sure to join me tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. live for my update on what the heck is going on with the realtor commissions and how that impacts you as a buyer and seller. If you're watching this after Saturday the 10th at 10 a.m., then check back on my channel and you'll see it under live streams. Thanks so much for listening, everybody. Hope you have an absolutely wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.